Hello everybody, my name is Miss Smith and I'll be the first of 4 teachers here at school that are involved in the orchestra to talk to you and your child about why they should consider joining orchestra. Now let's talk about what is orchestra. An orchestra is a group of people that play string instruments together. And in this photo you can see that there are many different people. You can see that they're all playing instruments. Some of these aren't string instruments, but we will get into that in a minute. Our school's orchestra is just string instruments. So let's look into the instruments of the string family. So first we have the violin, which as you can see, it is played on the left shoulder. It is the smallest of the string family, and it has 4 strings. Now, all of the instruments in the string orchestra have 4 strings, but they are all pitched differently. So in this presentation, we'll be going from the highest pitch to lowest pitch. Next we have the viola, which looks almost exactly like the violin, but it is a little bit bigger. It is lower pitched than the violin, so if you don't like how shiny and bright and sharp the sound of the violin is, the viola will be a really good choice for you. Next we have the cello, which instead of being played on the shoulder, it is played between the knees. There is a metal rod inside of the instrument that comes out and rests against the floor to support the instrument. It is called the end pin. And the cello plays lower than the viola. It has a different clef than the violin, so does the viola. And cello is one of the more popular instruments that we have in our program here.
And last but not least, we have the bass, the biggest instrument of the string family. As you can see, it's huge, and because it's so huge, it plays low notes. I guess that's why it's called the bass. Benefits of joining orchestra. Well, you get to learn how to read and play an instrument, read the music, and play an instrument. You can make new friends, maybe someone you wouldn't normally meet on a regular school day. And we go on trips. Wow, isn't that neat? We get to go to concerts and competitions near and far. So what kind of music will we experience? Well, there's classical music that's been played for over centuries. But who said we have to stick to that? There's also pop music. Orchestra music doesn't have to be boring. Folk tunes, I'm sure you're very familiar with a lot of folk tunes, American or not, but we will cover anywhere from around the world. And, of course, fan favorites. Let's talk about what we want to play, and we'll play what you want to play, what your parents want to hear. Everyone wins in this situation.
So there's a couple things that you're going to have to do once you actually join orchestra. These are your responsibilities. They're pretty simple. You just have to take care of your instrument. You got to make sure that it's nice and clean so that it doesn't get sticky under your fingers. And you also have to make sure that it's well maintained. You don't want to accidentally break your instrument. It's your music maker. You need it. Along with that, we really want you guys to practice. Practice is so important to build up your skill and make you feel confident when you come into orchestra. We want you to feel like you're creating music with us. We also want to make sure that you show up to events. If we have a concert or we have a trip that's really, really important, we want to make sure that you're there. We don't want you missing out on all the fun. The last 2 things on our list are very, very important. It is to try your best and have fun. We want you to be able to have a wonderful experience with our orchestra, and as long as you're putting in your best effort, we'll make it as fun as possible.
Just a bit of important information for any parents watching. Hello parents! We rent stringed instruments from an excellent company called Quinlan and Fabish. As you will see, there is a 4-month introductory rental period. Those are the amounts listed in the parentheses on the right. And after those 4 months, there are the monthly amounts listed below for violin, viola, cello, and bass. We are really excited to work with them. They produce really, really nice stringed instruments. The Essential Elements book is the book that we will be using for exercises in class and also for at-home practice. That is $10, and also a music stand is $15. we'd like to show you a few famous string musicians to give you a sense of really what is capable on these instruments. Yo-Yo Ma is arguably the most famous classical musician of our time. He's a world-renowned cello soloist who has recorded more than 90 albums and has received 18 Grammy Awards, and has received awards like the United Nations Messenger of Peace and also the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Hilary Hahn is an incredible soloist and recitalist. At age 10, she was accepted at the Curtis Institute of Music, one of the most prestigious music conservatories in the country, and Edgar Meyer is a bassist and a very versatile musician who plays classical, jazz, and bluegrass. You can hear him on a project that he does with Yo-Yo Ma called the Goat Rodeo Sessions. I highly recommend it. It is so much fun. What can a string instrument do? Those three are really incredible classical players, but I'd like to show you something a bit different that I think might get you interested. I have a feeling that some of you guys play video games, so let me show you something I think you will think is pretty cool. That was so much fun to watch for you, I'm sure. Not only was it entertaining, but that was a really, really incredible violinist. So, thank you so much for watching our video. We really hope you will join us next year. The orchestra is something that is very, very cool, and we would love for you to join us. Thank you!